You're great. All right.
Give me 1 sec.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we live?
Yep.
All right, on both cameras, this one
Yep.
too?
Yep.
All right, Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakapadash.
Right, double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops, salutations to all our fellow laborers out there doing this work with truth and sincerity, right? To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, and to the few walk off that are listening and learning, we say shalom.
This the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And that is exactly where we are. Okay? Somebody get real quick, get that Isaiah 29 and 15. Because thinking back to last week, what was happening last week? All those skirmishes in down in Mexico. What's his name? El Hincho? El Hincho. What was going on with him? How they killed this dude. And then then it's revealed that El Hincho was in the files. Okay? He was in the files.
Okay.
And it turns out that not only was he in the files, but he had records of 211 different individuals involved with America and 17 congressmen, and he had a detailed list of trafficking women and children. So they couldn't let this dude go to trial. This is like like a scene out of the Punisher movie. One of the Punishers, the series. They had to get rid of a witness, right? And then I saw an interview where someone was interviewing Trump, and they asked him if he had anything to do with it, and he just proudly said, absolutely, we have,
Right. Proud as.
But yeah, so they killed, but then it turns out, and then a couple days later, it's revealed that this guy was in the Epstein files, and this cartel leader was being used to traffic women and children to these weirdo perverts.
Wow.
All right, and now this guy's caught by the authorities, and he's gonna be on trial. Oh hell no! They have to find out where that convoy was. All right, they have to find out what road they on that convoy. And I don't know how they did it. If they're gonna admit how they did it, but I'm gonna assume they probably sent the drone. Right? They probably sent the drone, found out the convoy and the vehicles he was in, and did what they did. Right? And then that sparked all those wars down in Mexico, man. All right? So the files, is devastating to the system that is. And the information in that files, if just like Pam Bondi said, outside of the fact that she said it's okay that them bitches got raped because the Dow was up. But what she said is that, well, if those files come out, it'll bring the whole system down. The system is corrupt. All your leaders are corrupt. Every one of them. All right? And now he pulled a page out of BB's book, because BB is a wanted war criminal who keeps his country in a perpetual state of war so that he doesn't have to go into those courts. Well, Trump is now doing the same thing. With no Congress decision, he just decided that America and Israel, we know that Israel is calling the shots over every damn thing. And anybody who's in denial of that at this point, stupid. You cold. You stupid. All right? They cold up in here. Real talk. We'll bring out that scripture about the shot.
This is Isaiah
29:15.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?
Yeah, they say, who seeth us, who knoweth us? They trying to hide their counsel, but the lowest level person knows now. You got every day, you got women talking about it, you know, that are putting up videos saying that this is a distraction war, you know, and they don't want their children to go fight and die for Israel, all right? You know, and then, you know, and then this thing with this naval ship, that shit is blowing me off. Man, I'm tripping on that still, because that has never in the history of America happened, where a ship, the soldiers on this ship, they basically did a mutiny to not go to war. All right, be quiet, brother. Just to stop from going to an unrighteous war. They don't believe in this war because the soldiers do not. They don't like. We don't serve Israel. They didn't. Not one American soldier took an oath to defend Israel. They took an oath to defend America. And then what? Did somebody find out what that colonel's name is? They just relieved from duty for saying. All right, it's some colonel they just relieved from duty. Some battle-tested, highly decorated officer that got removed from duty because he said some things about, I don't want to send my men to go fight for Israel. My men are going to fight for America. We fight for America. All right? And then you had that video with a dude walking through the halls of Congress, stopping every congressman. America first or Israel first. And that's exactly
Israel,
what you did. They either said nothing or they looked away. Right? America first or Israel first. Right? And they, you know, they all had that deer in the headlight moment.
Scared as hell.
And then I was trying to flip it. And the ones that did speak said Israel. And then they tried to add America on it. He started clowning. Basically, he was calling them bitch niggas. He's like, oh man, you a coward, man. Man, he said, look at you, look at this dude. That's not even your stop, is it? You getting off the elevator. Because he asked the dude on the elevator. So America first or Israel first? And the dude looked at him and jumped off the elevator. He said, man, that's not even your stop, is it, bro? they did not want, you know? Nathan McCormick. Thank you. Don't put his face before the camera.
I'm trying to find his face. I'm just saying articles now. I got you.
Yeah, but so you got soldiers now that are, you got these soldiers now that are saying, look, you know, we took an oath to uphold and defend America and the Constitution from both, from enemies, both foreign and domestic. Well, it seems like all the enemies of America, for the most part right now, are domestic. And they're the people who are in charge. The people in charge are the ones that's violating the laws of the land, man. There's on so many levels. I know what he looked like. I need them to see him.
Oh, change. Swift. Yeah, Darren looks at duty like a mug.
Yeah, so these dudes were stuffing their t-shirts and their socks in the toilets and clogged up what did they say, a $13 billion vessel? A $13 billion vessel, man. It's just all fucked up because it's got pissy shit everywhere. And they can't operate. And they can't even use the bathroom, so they got to pull in the port. And they stuck, and they was hoping they was going to be there long enough for this campaign to stop, man. I have never, in the history of the military, I've never heard this, ever.
What is the prophecy? I got it according to this.
This is shameful spewing. But go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 51:30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight.
Ooh.
That's just prophecy being fulfilled.
They have forborne to fight. All right? They putting their weapons down. That'd be like, man, in the ancient world, put down their shields. And, right, and here the battle is the enemy over there. And they all just start putting their swords and their shields down. All right? That's literally what these men did, man. That's literally what they did, man. And this is very shameful, very embarrassing, you know, to America, not to us, but to America, man. Okay? That these soldiers went and did that. And you notice the mainstream media has been kind of quiet about this. They ain't been talking about this, man. Neither have they really been talking about, what's his name again?
Nathan McCormick.
Nathan McCormick. They haven't been talking about Colonel McCormick at all. They've been kind of quiet about that, man. Right? And then Trump, you know, getting on TV, and yeah, we're gonna stop the militias, the hateful acts that they're committing. Like he got a mirror in his face. Right? It's a mirror on the other side of the camera, behind the camera. shit he's saying is the shit that he in America does. I mean, I listened to that speech and I'm like, damn, they ain't doing none of that. And then what was that said? The woman, what the woman asked? Where you at, brother? Well, the woman said when she was talking to the dude from Iran, well, why are you attacking military bases? It's like because we're at war. They're attacking us. They said, at least we're not doing what America and Israel do and attack all the civilians. Where the civilians at?
Right.
Right. Where the school at? Run up on the hospital. They mom right. They run into the school, start stealing on everybody. Right. The soldiers over there. You running where the women and children at. You running up on them. That's what they do. IDF, man, they always bragging about how, dangerous and how well trained they are. They seem to be really well trained when they fight against people who can't fight back. Or when you unarmed. We all unarmed, y'all all armed, but now y'all tough. It's pretty sick.
Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself.
Right, and I've seen so many videos with just street niggas saying, we all can see the playbook now. They use the same playbooks over and over so many times. So somebody gets in trouble, we start a war. Somebody gets in trouble, we do a false flag. They'll blow some shit up. They love to have. I've got a video that I intend to do a lesson right now where they got them prosthetic masks, and now they got all these Northern Kingdom prosthetic masks with tattoos all in their faces. So they put this mask on, they put the gloves on, and they walking down the street, and you think you're looking at, a so-called Hispanic. And so I was like, damn, they gonna put these masks on, they gonna run out there and do some dirt. And they gonna try to kick off a race war between the browns and the dark browns and the light browns, or they gonna go and do some shit just more excuse for ICE to come down and try to get some shit going. That's all they gonna do.
Well, that's what they did in the first purge. It shows you that. When it wasn't going the way that they wanted, it was like, well, we just gave it a little push.
Yeah, that warehouse door rolled up, and all them Edomites rolled out. All them basically that was basically what you saw was ICE roll out. Right? They were all a bunch of racist, militia, KKK type dudes, and they all put on masks and rolled right to the hood and set that shit off. And started killing ninjas, left and right. Okay? Yeah, you're right. They did. That's exactly what they did. Okay? Some more of that. That's what it is.
Jeremiah 49:10 says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Somebody get Luke 8:17. Yeah, you're right. He can't hide himself. And another thing too is that won't go away now is the discussion about do these people really have a right to even be in that land? Right? And so now you got white people all over that shit. Yeah. So now you got these white Christians that are loudly and boldly professing, saying, well, those aren't the chosen, they are the people. All right? So the world knows it now. All right? And then granted enough, it's because of us that the world is even on it. We watch the world change in so many ways with our presence out here. We watch the way our people started dressing, brothers started wearing their beards. They started wearing the beads, they started wearing the meat trees. All that's because of us. This truth came out and changed everything. We started coming back to our ways. Okay, we watched that happen for the last 2 decades, and now the vibration, the truth is in the world now. So now you got Christians themselves trying to do it like we do it. Got readers and everything. I was laughing. I watched the video. And the first one I saw doing was that sellout tuna like Geno Jennings. Yeah. He had 2 readers up on the stage with talking about some read.
We got that precept.
Right, and then the churches, and look, I grew up in them churches, man. I never even heard the word precept until I came out, until I got into this truth. Never even heard the word precept. Didn't know what a precept was.
Shit, they only read one verse a service.
Well, maybe 2, maybe even 3. But about 80% of the time, they singing and dancing.
Especially in the Baptist.
You know? Go ahead.
Real quick, to back up what you just said about how, you know, the truth changed the vibration of the earth. The brother Quadar said it on the video while he was in Arizona, man. The truth made the world sober again. Because when you think about that saying, ignorance is bliss, you know, the people are no longer ignorant. That's why everything is fucked up. Everything seems somber. It forces people to change their outlook on the world. It forces people to change the way they want to behave, man. He said that. Well, I can't remember which day it was, but that was heavy when he said it, bro. That's backing up what you said. And I had that Luke for you as well.
Bring it out, brother.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 8, and verse 17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that should not be known and come abroad."
Yeah, so the controversy of Zion is on the table at the same time that World War III is happening. Okay? At the same time, and look, man, you can say what you want to say, believe what you want to believe, but Jacob's trouble has started. Now, just because America is still semi-normal, and you can go out and still go to the movies, you still can go across town, get you some cheeks, you can go up north, and, you know, get you one of them heathens. You can still do all that right now. Pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to do none of that. All right? You tell the people over in Cuba right now that they ain't taking trouble. They haven't had garbage pick up in 3 weeks, man. They can't drive their cars, you know. I can only imagine how many, you know, there's really no law enforcement out there. I can only imagine how many women have been raped. Should we say raped? All right? What's going on over there? Barely any power. No food, no clean water, sewage overflowing into the streets. They're having a hard time over there, bro. Okay? And they're having that time, and America's their fault. It's America that's doing that to them. And at the same time he's doing that to them, now he's going over there starting, you know, without congressional order, once again violating the law of the land, once again, not following. These people make up rules of law and then don't follow the law. I mean, that's just what they do, right? And that man got on TV, and I was laughing because he projected everything he accused him of doing is what America's been doing. Okay? That's what everything he was being very accusatory of Iran, right? But the things he's doing, the things he was accusing him of, you're actually doing to the people. You know, bring it out, man.
Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he had taken against Edom and his purposes, that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Right, and so the least of the flock is drawing them out, man. Okay? Yes. Right now, you go on to YouTube, and I'm sure every other platform, there's this video after video after video of Americans, and a lot of white Americans that are complaining about Israel having too much power here in America. All right, and complaining about why is it that all these lobbyist groups could tell all your law enforcement and all your congressmen what to do. Because that video tickled me. I was laughing. But I was laughing at that guy when he kept questioning those congressmen, all the people in the halls of Congress. He saw one little nerdy Edomite, and he said, "Hey," he said, "Look, man, your daddy got you this job, didn't he?" And he was like, "Oh, no, I earned it. I did it. I earned it." He said, "You earned it? You did? Okay." And the guy's like, "Yeah, I earned it. I worked hard for this." He said, "Okay, well, good." He said, "Okay, well, my next question. America first or Israel first?" And the dude's eyes got big as saucers. All right? And once again, he was waiting for the elevator. He went to the stairs. He's like, "Oh, my man gonna take the stairs. He already won." He want to say it, right?
One of them niggas slipped up and actually said Israel first.
Yes. Couple of them.
But it's a lose-lose.
They weren't even trying to say this shit.
If you say one thing, you answer some answers. If you say another,
Exactly.
it's a lose-lose. You can't win.
But you know what? They'd rather get called a traitor and a sellout, whatever, versus being anti-Semitic. People are really afraid of that. Right? They are really afraid of that, man. Because the thing is that these people don't have any faith. They know that America's being utterly and completely controlled by them, and they think that that's just the way it is. So I'm gonna have to serve them. If I don't serve them, you know. But once again, all these Christians are bringing out the fact, a truth. We know when they speak about it, these people not being the people of the Lord. You know, they're not. Neither do they follow the Bible or anything that's in it. They follow a whole different book, man.
It's just the people.
Yeah. So they are the people when it comes to being wicked. When it comes to being Ezekiel 36, you know, 2 and 5. That's exactly what they are. They are the sons of perdition. They are the people. The Bible's prophesied that Edom, prophecy in the Bible is that Edom would hijack the land of the Lord, and they claim to be the people of the Lord. That's prophecy. They fulfilled that. So they are the people when it comes to that. So on, bro. Okay? Bring it out, bro.
Ezekiel 36 and 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up.
And we are possession, man. That's why we got social security numbers. That's why we have birth certificates. We're a property to them. We're a property to the Federal Reserve. All right? Yeah, we're property to the Federal Reserve, man. All of it. Okay? America, they sold out America a long time ago, 1913. All the bankers that were opposed to the Federal Reserve, which is a privately owned bank, by the way, it really has nothing to do with your government. Yet it, just like ADL or APAC, it controls portions of your government, even though it's not a part of it. All right? The Federal Reserve has nothing to do with the American federal government, but yet they definitely control. You know what did he say? What was that? Mayor Bob Rothschild said, "Give me the control over money of the country's currency, money, and I care not who makes their rules." Because you best believe the three branches of government, when they sit down in the meetings with those bankers, the bankers are in charge, and that's obvious. It's clear right now. It's beyond obvious. Okay? He still got a little bit. Hold on.
That ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
Let's jump first to verse 5.
Ezekiel 36 and 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea.
Against all Idumea, the Edomites. Why?
Which have appointed my land into their possession.
So the Bible told you that basically in the Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah are all end-day prophecies. All right? And Ezekiel just let you know that in the end of days, Idumea, the Edomites, would appoint the Holy Land into their possession. They did that with the Balfour Declaration. All right? And then now in the Holy Land, claiming to be the people, when at the same time, the scholars were writing in their own encyclopedias and almanacs that they were converts. All right? The 1925 Jewish Encyclopedia clearly states on page 41 that modern-day Jewry is Edom. Okay? Go ahead.
Ezekiel 36:5, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
So we've been casted out for a prey, and that's sitting in the Holy Land, man. And the Edomites, the Edomite Jewish people, that's why he said Mount Injurious Edom. They're not Japheth, man. They're not Ashkenaz. They're Ashkenaz. That was another deception, another lie to try to throw off a false bird trail. They threw some crumbs down. All right, they threw down some crumbs to throw you on a false trail. As a matter of fact, there's a video, maybe about a year or so ago, with Dr. Brown. Even though he's a lying piece of shit, he told the truth on this one because he got cornered on the Ashkenazi thing. All right, he got basically they used to prove, well, Ashkenaz is the son of Japheth. That's not how could you be a Shemite? And so he gave you the history. He said they were in that part of the world, so they just started calling themselves because they knew that Ashkenaz, because they knew that that was the land where Ashkenaz dwelled, and for no other reason. All right, so he said that's just a name that they said because they were in that part of the world, but they have no physical connection to Ashkenaz. So he broke it down. And that's what we've been trying to tell you. They call themselves, well, they're asking that. They're not dummies. Just like they're not Judeans, dummies. They lie.
They're not a Jew movement.
Right. You gotta understand. Esau Edom, self-proclaimed white man, has been trying to duck and dodge his Edomite heritage for a very long time. All right, Alexander Macedon was indeed an Edomite. Right, the Macedonians were Edomites, and then they tried to discredit that in the Bible. Well, it never actually said that he was an Edomite. I said, well, you need to go read the 16th chapter, right? Because it clearly makes a connection to Agag being the Macedonians, and Alexander being the Macedonians, and then Agag. Macedonia. Alexander came and his father came from Macedonia.
Not to mention you have the elites who know that their bloodlines go back to Edom, and so we know that this is what an Edomite looks like. All right? They look like that.
Rothschild. Red shield.
Red shield. The Bowers.
Bring it out, bro.
It's the book of Genesis 4 and verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from my hand. Whence thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth.
Right, he's a fugitive. So Esau Edom is a fugitive trying to run from justice. And one of the ways he ran from justice is by saying he wasn't an Edomite. It's like the bounty hunters came in there and said, yeah, we're looking for Edom, and all them niggas turned in here. We're asking that over here. Right? What's up, brother? Oh, Yahweh Shai. Ancient Hebrew kingdom. So what's this, a car?
It's a drawing for you since I brought your book.
Okay, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, shalom.
Shalom, brothers. I got to run home.
All right, shalom.
I'll just watch the rest of the
Okay. Shalom. Appreciate you, brother.
But even in that scripture, there's also the revealing that he is Edom. That scripture is also talking about him destroying the earth. It says, the earth shall not yield forth the strip by justice. If you don't follow none of the laws of the Bible, especially the land Sabbath, or any other agricultural laws that we have to upholding and growing the earth, man. All right? The earth is shrunk. It is struck down from this voluptuous grape or fruit down to this that old rotten, that little nasty motherfucker at the bottom that you don't want. You know, that's what this place has turned into because it is ruled by the wicked. You are a revealer that you are the wicked in your deeds. This is the man. This is him right here. Red, man. All right? The hammer of the whole earth. All right? That's the reason why they're taking the actions that they're doing, man. They're moving as that old serpent, man. All right? That red dragon, Rome. They're getting back into that Roman spirit. All right? They're trying to collect all the tools, bring them all together, and go hard, man, and bring this agenda, man. Because he has for a short time.
If I can pick back up when you left off.
Go ahead, bro.
Genesis 4. This is Genesis 4 and verse 13. It says, and Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid.
Right, because he's going to be completely wicked. Nobody's going to want to be around his devil. That's the reason why he got shot into the caves. You know? This is the same shit. That's why when he got loose, he said that,
And then he just schlocky. I just want to add up to that. Then he's trying to say that all the imagery and the evidence from that time period is all folklore. You know, when you look at the wild men,
yeah,
because they were the wild men of Europe, all right, while Jake was living in castles, while black men, so-called, were living in castles and being a real royalty, you know, that they love to put their movies like Vikings and Last Kingdom. They love to show them as, no, you are the wild man, all right? While it was Jake living in those castles, all right? They ain't been built. Exactly. The Vikings against the Brits, the Scots, and the Irish was nothing but Jake.
Real gang shit.
Basically gangbanging. That was some BD and GD shit.
Real gang shit.
Some blood and crip shit all bit. This ain't, and guess what? Them niggas all back.
See, my uncle relates to that shit.
You know?
He be saying that shit. He's like, yeah, bro, this just like gangbanging. He said they was violating with this shit. And so Shredder's ass motherfucker, he relates it to gangbanging. Because guess what? And he finally gets it. He be like, yeah, he gotta feel it. That was us, even though the spirit ain't dealing with his ass. But just like with the Irish,
You got to get it on some level. But that was Jake, and that's what King James did. He came together, got the Bible out of that fucked up Latin language, which is the language of the devil. You notice all Luciferian doctrines and witchcraft is always said in Latin. So he had it brought to the English because that was the one language that all Jake was speaking. Right? So he had it translated, right, from Latin back into the to the Greek and the Hebrew, but into the English. That's what he did, and basically brought the tribes. Was trying to bring the tribes back together, and it worked for a while, but it wasn't that time. And so the Dark Ages ended. We went into the medieval times, all right, and then we went into the Renaissance. Jake failed, all right. The reason that the Black Plague was killing people, it was called the Black Plague because it was killing black people. And then when the numbers got so low, the Edomites rose back into power and took back over. That was the rebirth. That's why they call it the Renaissance.
Like, even Game of Thrones is a more fantasized version of the Vikings.
Yeah.
You know, because that death was really, you know, the army of the dead was really basically the bubonic plague. You know, just like when you get the stories of the bubonic plague, that was how Esau started to come in and take over, man.
Yeah.
He created a disease. You nasty fuck. You just a nasty fuck, man. You're the harbinger of death. Death comes out of you. You created that shit and then blame Jake, man. And that's when you get like stories like with St. Patrick casting out the serpents from Ireland. Right. We're casting you motherfuckers out, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be around the devil.
That's what he was doing. He was trying to take he tried to make folklore out of the wild man history. And that wild man history was real. Fucking true. Okay? If somebody get somebody get Exodus 16 and 10, get 2 Maccabees 6 and 2, 1 Maccabees 1 and 1. Bible show. Yeah, you can finish that. But somebody get those scriptures while they're in my mind. I don't want to forget them.
Genesis 4 and 14 says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And guess what? That prophecy is real close by.
Yeah.
Real
because
close.
now people are, because the world is turning on him.
Yep.
People are seeing the Esau for what he is, which is why so many of his women are speaking out against him, and shaming him and trying to separate themselves. Edomite women are trying to get with brown men, especially Jacob.
Yep.
They don't want to be associated with Esau no more. And that's your fault, because they see how you really are. That you're the real danger. You're the real murderous people on the planet. It's you pale men. You're the real problem, not the men of color. All right? You told your women to stay away from them. And the truth of the matter is that you were the problem. Because you got these Edomite women making all these videos saying that, you know, all the Edomite women I know that got killed and raped and beat up was by white men.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah. Evidence at Epstein Island.
You know?
Yeah.
Because Jake didn't really mess with them like that. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, right. That's a whole different meaning to eat the pussy. All right? You know, what kind of man bites a woman until she bleeds and then want to have sex with her?
Apparently, Prince Andrew.
She's crying in pain because you done bit her. It's got to bleed. Now you're trying to, you know, put your little pink rod in it.
The royalty of Edom.
Right? You're unpleasing a woman ass. All right? But get those scriptures about the show.
Yeah, this is Esther. Yeah, this is the Esther chapter 16, verse 10. For Haman, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, so he wasn't a Persian.
Wasn't a Persian.
And far distant from our goodness, so he was none of this over here.
So he wanted an Israelite. Okay? And this is the bloodline of Herod. You know, the same people that got converted, forcibly converted to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, where that word J-ish come from. All right? You have the Israelites, and then you have the J-ish right there with them. And now they still running around talking about how J-ish they are. Okay? Pretending like this history doesn't exist, man. And this history does exist. All right? Read.
And as a stranger received of us.
Okay? So he's letting you know that Ammon was a Macedonian, and the Macedonians were known to house and have the people of Edom there. Somebody get First Maccabees 21.
There's that first 62 and got the Philip Macedonia.
Yeah. Get the 1 first.
This First Maccabees 1:1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Cheshire, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
So he was the first in his stead, in his stock, in his race, in his bloodline to reign over the brown-skinned Grecians. It's giving you a record of that in the Bible. 1 John 5 and 10. And this is a problem with Christianism, up until now. I watched a video today where the woman said that there's many false doctrines out there. And now Christians are standing up and saying that this support Israel is a false doctrine. That's not biblical. And we like, duh. All right?
Now you get it.
We've been telling y'all dumbasses this forever. Okay? Yeah, it's a false doctrine.
Aha!
And real quick, just for that further proof on Haman, Esther 3:1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Amadatha, the Agagite.
The Agagite. That's important.
That's right.
Okay? The Agagite. Okay? Because we're going to read about the Agag and the Agagites. Right?
Let's look at what.
It's 1 John 5 and 10. It said, he that believeth on the Son of Yahweh hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not Yahweh hath made him a liar.
Right? So when you believe not the records of things we're reading, you're making the Lord a liar.
Exactly.
See, because what we do is we up here at Great Millstone, we go precept upon precept. Right? The precepts have to line up in order for it to be true. But Christianism, they don't do that. And a lot of other so-called Hebrew camps don't do that either. They're not going precept upon precept. Okay?
Because he believeth not the record that Yahweh gave of his son.
Right, so they believe not the record, man, that the Lord gave him his son. Or the record that he gave, and this whole book is a testimony of the Lord, man. He gave you the testimony. Okay?
It's not like these whack ass rappers that y'all listen to. hey, these niggas probably ain't do half the shit that they say, but the Lord, this is actually recorded. These things happen and are going to happen in your lifetime.
Okay, what you got, bro? No, you was holding something too.
Yeah, you got a second man.
Go, get that first.
First Maccabees 1 and 2, and they had many wars.
No, we can stop right there. One of those is a point.
The second Maccabees 6 and 1.
Yeah, 6 and 2.
He got it right here.
Oh, he got it.
First Maccabees 6 and 2.
Oh, that one.
First Maccabees 6 and 1. I think it's second. Go ahead. Okay, First Maccabees 6 and 1. Now that King Antiochus, traveling through the high countries, heard say, second Maccabees 6 and 2. You got it, Alexander?
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, go.
Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter. First or second?
You start the first. Point is in 2.
Second Maccabees, 6th chapter, the first verse. Not long after the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of our pope.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Olympus.
I think it was First Maccabees.
Yeah, maybe it was First Maccabees. Salaki.
Yeah, it's First Maccabees 6 and 2 with
The son of Philip is what you
yeah,
read,
son
right?
of Philip is where you was at. You was connecting Phillips.
Yeah.
It was 6 and 2.
So it was 6 and 2. First
First
Maccabees.
Maccabees 6 and 2.
So it was.
You quoted that
First
earlier.
Maccabees.
First Maccabees 6 and 2, and that there was in a very rich temple wherein was coverings of gold and breastplates and shields, which Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian king, who reigned first among the Grecians, have left there.
There you go. Once again, so Alexander was a Macedonian king, and the Macedonians were Agagites indeed in the Bible. Okay, it made it very clear that and they try to say, well, just because they didn't say that's just because they didn't say Alexander the Agagites, but it's telling you that he's a Macedonian, and then the Bible's giving you the record that the Macedonians at that time were Agagites. Stop playing. All right, go ahead.
You said, because you talked about the Agagites, right? This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, and I start at 7. It says, and Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
Right. So Agag was the king of the Amalekites. The Agagites are Amalekites. Right? So that's exactly what your Jewish is today. Running around screaming about they the chosen. Right? And they are the chosen wicked. That's exactly what they are. They are the people of Ezekiel 36 and 2 who've taken the land of Israel. They are the imposters. Okay? You know, it says that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Okay? They're those bastards. But one of the synonym for bastard is false. Another synonym is phony. Another synonym is fraud. They're the fraudulent people claiming to be the people, and the world has woken up to that, and they're being challenged on that. And watch how they try to hush up Tucker Carlson. What about them DNA tests? Right? Even though we don't really, believe in that, but yeah, but what about it? And then you saw how quickly Huckabee changed his tune when he asked about it. He was like, well, what about those who converted, who believed because they converted? Wait a minute. And then Tucker Carlson trapped his ass. He's like, hold on. But according to your doctrine, they convert, they can't be here.
Right.
That's what you said. All right? So they busted. So once again, that's like Trump needs a distraction. So that and this is the distraction. And him and BB got two criminals, all right, a wanted war criminal and a felon are leading the war into World War III. A war criminal and a felon right? Both, because I imagine, you know, I'm sure the BB that had his phone on that island too. Right? I'm sure the BB had plenty of fun on that island. Only difference was when no cameras in his rooms.
He was in that room that's shaped like that's decorated like they flag.
You know?
Yeah, for the Goyim.
Right. Right. You best believe in the room where Epstein was getting down at himself. And when no cameras in his room. And there's cameras in everybody else's room. Right? He probably was laying in bed with screens looking at everybody else. All right? You know?
That's all right. The niggas can't
It's like, I got you. He's just putting a check mark. Got you. Got you. Yeah, he better go up here. He better get his garment and be online. That's all I'm saying. All right? Go ahead.
And then just tracing back that lineage a little bit more, this Genesis 36:12, it says, and Timnah was concubine of Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. Right? And the funny part is, when you go into that name for Eliphaz, it means my God is fine gold. That's the exact characteristics of the Amalekites.
Wow, you can't get around that. I never knew that. Eliphaz means my God is fine gold. I didn't know that.
To back you up, bro, Amalek was the son of a concubine. So he doesn't have the same stakes as the rest of the Edomites.
And that's one of the reasons why they're so angry. The ones who understand the bloodlines.
The fact that he got the power now, and he's not restricting it to his brethren, his Edomite brethren.
Yeah.
Okay, and now they're angry at that. Because Esau is such an asshole, he don't care about the lowly of his own nation.
Yeah. So it's like, wait a minute, you the lowly of our nation, yet you controlling, you're not even sharing the wealth.
Right.
You right. We got 100 pieces of gold, and you got 99, and the rest of us sharing one.
Right.
You know, it's like that. I saw a meme which I'm gonna use, and it's got an Amalekite, and I see it says Rothschild, and behind them is a whole a mountain of cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Then there's an Edomite sitting at the table with the construction council worker. Jake sitting at the table with the construction worker, and Jake got one cookie. And he's pointing at Jake, telling the Edomite, hey, he got your cookie.
Why he got a whole mountain?
Right.
He had a place full of cookies, with a mountain full of cookies behind him.
Yeah, he had a plate full of cookies, a mountain cookie, and then Jake, the nigga got one cookie, and he telling the Edomite construction worker, hey, he got your cookie. And so Amalek he keeping it all away from his own people, and keeping them perpetually broke. That's why they so angry. Yeah, he's insatiable. Now, I don't want to talk this, not on top of it. But yeah, that's it. Talking about, hey, that dude got your
Hey, no, y'all done. That's what you mentioned that the Eliphaz, you know, like you said, the name means my God is fine gold. You know, and you know that all the buildings where the Amalekites diamonds,
yeah,
etc.
Well, you got the jury district not even a mile away. All right, and I was just telling you, brother, on the way here, almost all those buildings on Wabash. As a matter of fact, the majority of the buildings that you see are owned by Amalek. The majority of the buildings you see are owned by them. Okay.
Before a quick testimony, a few years back, this shit was messed out.
Weirdos.
A few years back, I used to work at one of those buildings, and I would take my lunch break at 12 o'clock. And they say, you gotta go to the 13th floor. They said you can only eat your lunch on the 13th floor. So I grab my lunch, I go to the 13th floor. And guess who I see? There's a room that's full of Amalek just praying. They just praying. And the shit was demonic. Man, only eat your lunch. I was in the midst of them. Why they was praying? And they were looking at me.
And there's no enchantment against Jacob. And you was the only real Judean in the room.
her family owns damn near, it's like monopoly. They damn near own all of them.
Real talk, most of your large buildings in downtown Chicago, in this whole area, majority of these buildings are owned by them.
They showed you that on Snowfall too, in that first season when Franklin's mama was working for the as the property manager. She was working for the fucking Applicite that earned all the buildings in the PJs and all the buildings in the hood.
Hey, because those Amalekites,
Yeah, and they were selling the weapons to the niggas in the hood.
Right. Because the fucking thing was done.
And you know, I had a client of mine that was one of my personal training clients. She used to, I'm here for her session, and she wanted me to take a ride with her to the hood to go collect, money. I'm like, well, it's your session. Right, because it ain't no thing. You think we're going to I'm getting paid for the session. Right. We would do shit. She wanted me to ride to go ride to collect money. You know? So that, hey, it is what it is.
these Amalekites, the American citizens are actually paying for these Amalekites' bank accounts. By the time they get to 18, they already millionaire.
Yeah.
You know? And then they, like you say all the time, they get together and start forming businesses.
Yeah, so you get 4 or 5, 18, 19-year-olds who just all got their money, and they put their money together. Next thing you know, you got a Trader Joe's. You got this 2-3-story bar. You know, it's full of people working in it. They making money, and then they get the TV cameras in there. This is the new hot spot. You know, they get the lobster in there. Spinning on the tables and shit, you know? Right. They got the bartenders, right. And there you go, man. They got the new hot spot. Most of those clubs and nightclubs are owned by them as well. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up over thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
So there you go, man. When you think about it, you know, Jake wouldn't be in a position where you could, where you are actually the lender. Jake is going to be the borrower. All right, go ahead. Somebody find that the first shall be last and the last shall be first, because this is talking about Jake. We the last. Go ahead.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
You're not the head of anything, man. As a matter of fact, and you know, it's funny, I watched a video when this Edomite was talking. He was so mad about, you know, white women that date black guys. And he was giving you, they're this and they lead this and they lead in that and they lead in this, and their houses are broken and their fathers aren't there, and I'm listening to him, and I'm like, every condition that you just mentioned, you caused.
Right.
Exactly. You caused them to be in these situations. You removed the man from the home. It's your policy that made them broke and kept them broke. You don't want to destroy their neighborhoods and their prosperity. You don't want to elevate their women over there. You broke their homes. And now you sitting up, you know, I was like, wow, man.
I got into an argument with an Edomite in Arizona because he was like, I think all niggers should go back to Africa. Damn. So I was like, okay, wait a minute, I got a question for you. I was like, why do they have to go? No, Salaki. I was like, if they leave and go to Africa, America go to shit because we built everything. And he was like, no, look at West Africa and look at America. I said, well, okay, so who's taking all their resources? And I said, okay, so why does every time their leaders trying to take their resources to build their empire, they get killed all of a sudden? And I was like, wait a minute, what about the Songhai Empire? What about the Mandingo Empire? And then, bro, the niggas just left. He just left. Bro, of course, he just left.
He was like,
He just left.
On top of that,
And I was like, what about the blood diamonds? What the fuck's going on with that? Then he ain't have shit to say.
why do we have to go back in the first place? How do we get here, nigga?
Hey, nigga, why don't you leave?
And that goes to that.
why don't you go back to the cage?
Right.
All right?
Nigga.
And that goes back to that Habakkuk 2:15. You got it? About
This is Habakkuk 2 and the verse 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
So it's your policy that destroyed the so-called black community. All right? Because you go back in the earlier part of the century, man, you go back to the 1950s and 1940s and 1930s, you had already made life impossible for Jake, but Jake was still getting by, and Jake's family were completely together.
Yeah.
Right? With the car, with the house,
With the segregation.
all right, with your segregation. You know, Jake was still able to survive through your Jim Crow, through your red line, through all your racist, unfair and unequal policy that kept you above. Jake was still able to manage, man, and then in many cases outdid you.
Yeah.
And what did you do? You went and destroyed their prosperity, and you destroyed their neighborhoods. All right, and then what you do after that? You built row houses. You built projects and stacked them on top of each other. All right, you made sure that they couldn't cross certain lines. You made sure that they couldn't get certain jobs. You made sure that they got second and third class education. You did everything to keep them down, and then you want to turn around and spit out statistics and lie IQ.
Lie IQ.
All right?
Get the fuck out of here. Hey, if we're low IQ, you wouldn't have to go through all this nefarious shit to arrest the development of us.
Exactly.
Okay, you would just give us a level playing field. Since we're low IQ, give us a level playing field.
Right. While you're in your kitchen using all utensils that was made by our people.
Exactly.
All right? Right. Exactly. Why your refrigerator, your stove, your vacuum cleaner, your toilet,
your AC,
your elevator, all that shit. Okay, but we low IQ. No, you just a lie IQ. Okay, go ahead.
I got one for you. This Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee will persecute thee. Right, and so Esau has had a 500 year head start, and now the curse is on, and he's in the same playing field as Jacob.
Yeah. And he just as broke.
And that's exactly
he just as broke, and in some cases even more broke.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he's losing because all they women want BBC.
Yeah.
So he's losing that too. I can't understand what she sees in him. And we just laugh. We know. Because you didn't empower her. She already got her own money, her own crib, her own education. She don't need you anymore. Okay? But go ahead, brother.
I got a definition for predatory lending.
Okay?
Because predatory lending involves unethical, deceptive, or abusive practices where lenders impose unfair loan terms such as sky-high interest rates, hidden fees, and balloon payments, often targeting vulnerable or low-income borrowers.
So that's what they do, man.
Exactly.
And then they kill us with interest. So you get the same thing. You know, you can see us on the internet for free, brother. You could go on the YouTube and watch us.
Bro, he about to go jag off, man. These people are fucking weird. Hey, you niggas are fucking weird. Right. You niggas are soft, man. You niggas are soft. You're weird. You let the black woman dictate everything you got going on in your life. And you're just totally destroyed, man. Right.
That nigga just mad we got the secrets.
Right. There's so many secrets.
Yeah, nigga, we got the secrets.
But I bring that out. I bring that definition out because he also did that with you heathen. That's why these heathen can open up businesses in so-called black Hispanic neighborhoods and get rich. Because Esau, he's not going to give you this government loan. He's not going to give you the small business loan and allow you to open up in his neighborhoods. No, you got to open up in these niggas' neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Then we'll give you this loan for small interest.
That's right.
Then we'll do all these little favors for you. You know what I mean?
But Esau, if he chose to, and he has in some cases, he'll open up something in the hood. All right, you can find, especially a little hat.
Yeah.
And you know, and they'll
Put a
come.
black face behind it.
And there you go. And then they'll come and visit and hang out.
Yeah.
And let their face be known.
Yeah.
All right, people know, yeah, that's the boss right there.
God.
All right, and won't nobody fuck with him either. But best believe you can't go to his neighborhood and do shit.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not only he's not gonna give you the loan. That's first and foremost. But you gotta be a heathen. Because again, people are like, well, why the Asian man open up the nail salon and move?
Because Esau
That's the only way
allows
he
it
gonna
to
get it.
happen.
Exactly.
That's that Psalms 83 thing.
Exactly. That Confederacy.
That's that Confederacy.
I just seen a video, Elder, they was actually talking about that. Where they was like, I forgot what time period it was, but they was like, the reason that there's so many like Chinese food restaurants in the hood and so many nail shops around the hood is because at a point when Chinese immigrants was trying to come over, they wasn't giving them citizenship. But they told them, hey, if you raise up a business in these particular neighborhoods, we'll give you citizenship automatically and the loan to do it.
See?
So that's how they got over there. That's why they have all of those fucking Chinese shops.
Exactly.
Selling you niggas rats and dogs and cats.
Yeah. Like man, Keisha been trying. Hey man, Keisha been trying. She's not gonna get the loan. Or if she does get the loan, the interest alone is gonna enslave the bitch. So it becomes a bad business practice.
Right. Which is why, you know, Keisha get with a drug dealer, at least back in the day. Right? And the drug dealer would, you know, front the salon to clean his money up.
Yeah.
Okay? There's a lot of them so-called black salons, you know, that was doing good in the hood. That was the deal. Especially up on 95th. Even a couple up and down Stony. You know, I knew a chick, you know, and it's crazy. Her brother's a detective.
Wait up, Reed.
Her brother's a detective, and her man was one of the big-time drug dealer here in Chicago. And her brother and her man, you know, at the same party, hanging out. You know?
I got something right here.
Bring it out, brother.
This Nahum, I'm gonna jump around 3 and 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city, is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not." And that's what this motherfucking America is. The bloody, violent city full of lies, robbery, and debauchery, tied with the Amalek, the chief nation, who's ruling these dumbass dummies. And they all gonna fall prey to their own devices. That's why they keep these wars going on. But witchcraft, behold, I'm against thee, saith Yahweh host. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
And that is exactly what's happening. It's beautiful.
That's right.
It's beautiful to see happen. The shameful spirit that is continually coming on the so-called white man's door. Which is why he wants to try to erase it down history. And I love the fact that, you know, Trump, it was a big deal. Trump removed those things from his country. Right? And the first thing the judge made them since the bring back up. It's like, no, you need to put that back up. Yeah. Right? And you know, and they need to do that with all these history books too. Because these children are really learning some effed up history.
Yep. Yeah.
They're actually learning that slavery was all indentured slavery. Like you wouldn't volunteer to get your ass beat and work from sun up, can't see in the morning to can't see at night. You know, have your hands and feet pricked with damn needles and shit for picking cotton all damn day. Okay? That you volunteered to do that shit.
To eat chitlins for dinner.
Splitting up families.
Yeah. Right. You volunteered to take your baby, send your daughter this way, send your son that way, you know?
Right.
Buck breaking.
Exactly.
Thomas Thistlewood.
Right.
Look him up. The Derby Dose. This is some of the most vile shit ever recorded, man. And this is what's happening to Jakes. Esau wants to cover that up. He wants to cover up his own shit. That's why
and it's funny.
he's shooting shit off.
Yeah, and the thing he wanted right now.
Right now. Epstein.
The whole
Right, that's why he's quick to go to war.
That's why he's got to go to war.
Right, he like, fuck that, fight!
Right.
Hearts over Baghdad. You know?
Brother, he's like, all right. I have to tell y'all the truth. There's fucking aliens out there. Y'all still don't believe me?
Right.
Bring it out, brother.
Bring the blows.
This is Revelation 12 and 12.
Perfect.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
And who is the heavens talking about? It's talking about the elect sitting in heavenly places with Yahweh Shai. Our conversation is in the heavens.
That's right.
The world can have this bullshit. They about to get smoked. Go ahead.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
That's the rest of these people. All right? Woe to them. Destruction unto them. All right? Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not in their thoughts. Go ahead.
And
Y'all niggas are down here on the earth. Y'all about to get beat up.
That's right.
I mean, a nasty beat.
Beat up.
woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
So he knows that he have a short time, so now he's going to use his number one weapon, which is a sword. And look, Murph showed me this video later, earlier. And I'm looking at the video, I'm like, God damn, it's a little dude, right? Now the dude is boxing, but he little, he jacked too. So, you know, just looking at him in his clothes, he's a little guy. And you saw, and this dude, this big dude was running his mouth, talking his shit to him. And the dude just like looking at him. And he basically waved the dude off. So the dude left out the store, and of course it happened at the gas station. So the dude left out the store, you know, and he came back in. It's like you left and you came back. And the second time when he came back, man, dude put the flops on him. Big dude went down, and he didn't let him, hey look, he followed him to the ground and started grounding and pounding his ass. He was still putting combos on the floor. Hey look, he gave that dude about at least 30 of them, bro. 30 and a couple knees. He went pride on his ass.
Brother,
He went pride fighting championship on his ass. I stood up, so I could kick him a couple times. But he put the fight, and everything he threw connected. He whooped that big nigga ass, man. It was like, beep, 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 beep. He went down, and he followed him down to the ground. And I mean, he was fast. He was just drilling his ass. Big dude just on the floor, just take it. take that. He beat his, and that's what's about to happen to you. Not only to you Edomites, but you 2/3 niggas too.
Oh,
that's right. The Lord is about to give you that vicious beating, man. Look, I'm looking at this. I'm like, damn, man, this is the beating of the year. There ain't no flop been put on nobody gonna match this one yet. This is the 2026 people is up there. Gas station. And the fact that dude had a chance to just keep on going. He came back, you know, because I guess he went out, got in this car, whatever. Thought about it, man. That little nigga, he went back and said,
right.
He ain't gonna punk me.
You ever seen City of God?
And he faded his ass.
Yeah, City of God. That nigga was like, why'd I let them get away with that? He said, fuck that. He turned the whole crew around, went back and murdered niggas. But yeah, that was good for him.
Yeah.
That was good for him.
But that's what's about to happen here in America.
Yeah, David versus Goliath.
Okay? And guess what? David gonna win that fight every time.
It's the house of David. Because what? I was reading, finish that. I was reading Matthew, or was it Mark, when he was like, Yahushua said, wars and rumors of wars. And he was like, shortly thereafter, they're going to persecute the prophets because this show, free speech, they can't be getting exposed while they're in the midst of plans and wrapping up World War III, wrapping up NWO.
Yeah.
So they got to come against the voice of the Lord.
And we constantly dropping videos. Yeah. All right, that's 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Matter of fact, switch, go to that. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It's happening, man. Matter of fact, just read from 1 all the way up to 8, whoever got it. Because that's what's happening. The man of sin is being revealed, man. All right? They're making their plans, and we're telling you what they're going to do before they do it. And then they do it, and then all the videos surface. It's like, fuck.
Right? We got to get rid of these niggas. We got to scrub the internet. We got to completely kill free speech.
So especially the way, not only are we telling you that, the J-ish community are apostate converts, now the Christian community is telling you.
Exactly.
All right? And that's a problem.
Wasn't it? I think it was in Daniel where he said, the Most High telling them the things that you tell your woman in your bedchamber.
Got it. I got it. This is 2 Kings 6:12. And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet, that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. So all the words when y'all doing y'all G7 summits, all your little fucking gatherings, your Bilderberg groups, all of that, the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai have the intel on you already. So we telling you the plan according to prophecy. And you can't have the masses getting a hold of this information, getting hip to your bullshit.
And now they are.
Exactly.
Because when nobody talking about, the playbook. The same thing, bro. Niggas talking about it. They doing the same shit all over again, bro. I'm listening, I'm like, wow, man. So, Everybody is watching the prophets, man, whether they scoff or not.
Tucker Carlson.
You know?
All of them.
All right, that interview with
Cool Owens.
Huckabee, that's heavy. That's heavy.
As a matter of fact, he got death threats after that.
Yeah, because now, if you're questioning, well, if you can't be the people, then who are the people? And all roads lead to the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, starting with the great millstone.
That's right.
That have been out here for 4+ decades.
Right?
All
And
right.
now all of a sudden, you know, it's like, wait a minute. That sign that we tried to come against. That right?
Singing truth.
That you're right. And that was a major, major prophecy that a group of men would show up. Right?
Last day.
They would show up in the last days. And 500 years of Christianism, 500 years of however long of Judaism, all right? And nobody produced a sign with the 12 tribes on it. And came on the streets to teach and say, what are these?
What are these?
Okay? Nobody did it until the men of the Lord came. And then people try to come against the sign, but the Bible prophesied that people would show up with a sign like this. No one in Christianity did it. No one within Judaism did it. But the men of the Lord, the true Hebrews did it. Right? You can't get around that, man. That's major prophecy. Right? But that's a part of the awakening. When the Israelites wake up, they will produce a sign and come out on the highways and byways on the chief concourse with it.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. Pick up scriptures.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2:1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right. So ain't the one going into destruction.
The son of perdition.
That's right.
That was a movie with Tom Hanks, back when he used to be one of my favorite actors, called Road to Perdition.
Perdition. That's right.
And I'm like, and then, you know, and he ended up dying in that movie too. All right? He was straight up gangster.
Yeah.
But you know, they and I thought to myself, they know who they are. They know that they are going into perdition, right? They are that people who are to be destroyed. But that same people would be in power up until they got destroyed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Isaiah 63rd chapter. Okay.
The Lord returns to a world ruled by Edom, not Japheth.
That's right.
Not by the Ashkenaz.
That's
dummies.
right.
He returns to a world that's ruled over by Edom. All right? So stop ignoring prophecy. Stop ignoring, you know, it's funny. They love to accuse, especially within Christianism. Within Christianism, they love to say that we cherry pick. No, you cherry pick. We go precept upon precept.
Come on now.
You cherry pick scriptures, all right, and then try to apply one or two scriptures across such a broad spectrum, disregarding all the other scriptures that counter those, or bring more understanding to those.
Right.
This one says Gentiles.
And then to say, for God loved everybody, and then close the book.
Right.
No, man, it don't work like that.
But that's also how you know they don't know the Lord, man. Because they don't understand the prophecy. And it says the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right.
You can't say that you know the Lord if you can't go into the book and understand these prophecies, man.
Excellent. Very well said.
They say in Christianity, it's a common saying that God works in mysterious ways.
Hello.
We say the mysterious is revealed to the secret surface of prophets. So if they don't know the secrets and the knowledge and the mysterion, that means the Lord ain't dealing with them.
They're mere mortals,
They
man.
got the understanding of the mystery of the kingdom of heaven. That's what they say in the red letter.
Hold on. Hey, break that down. The
The
mysterion.
mysterion. It says secrets given to the initiated and not to mere ordinary mortals, man. If
That's
you don't
the
understand it,
Wow.
you're a mere fucking mortal,
That's
bro.
right.
Matter of fact, since he said that Psalms 82:6, somebody real. Because the men of the Lord, we're not regular people.
Come on now.
We're in the flesh and blood right now, you know, but our souls are different from everyone else's. All right, so certain people, because it's going to be a certain vibration that's going to be set from on high, and certain people are going to change. All right, everybody else is going to remain the same, but there's a certain group of people, and that's what a lot of these Edomite women are trying to get at, when they keep asking the question, why is it that their people target these people? This woman, she was practically crying. I don't know if you saw Apostle Tahar's last video, and I watch a lot of that woman's videos. I've actually just subscribed to her channel, but it turns out that, and I knew for something that she just came out said it, but she's married to a Jake, and she got children with Jake. There's something about that woman. I was like, and then I was like, okay, that makes sense. But she said she worked in law enforcement as far as on the lawyer, being a lawyer on that side of the house, and that she's seen the corruption and the purposely of railroading and all the system that's set up to oppress these people. Why have you oppressed these people for so long when most of them have never done anything to you? Neither do they have the power. It's got to be something more about these people that they want to keep continually just bringing them down. What is it? She said, I see the difference on how people look at me when I walk into a store alone and when I walk into a store with my daughters. Because you can clearly see that you look at her daughters and you're like, man, she's right. So she's like, she said, I can't, she said, what is it about you people? You know, she said, I'm just trying to understand if somebody can guide me. And it's like, just go read Deuteronomy 28. Yep, that's what we know. You know, that's what the apostle said. Yep. Read the curses.
Yeah. Hey,
okay?
like the elder's saying, man, this draconian law is no joke. Like I said, and I had to play with it out there in DuPage and Kane County, and it's crazy on a whole different level out there. I watch
the extra races out there.
Yeah, I watch a charge where a motherfucker is told to go on. And I've got a $750 motherfucking thing, and I got to sit 15 days in the motherfucking thing. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck just happened here? Y'all caught this motherfucker doing what?
Right, to this day.
Y'all caught him doing what? My license is suspended, but I wasn't driving like that motherfucker, boy.
Right. But yeah, he got right, but yet you don't want to get hit with the charge. So yeah, he's not in trouble as other men.
Right.
Go ahead, break it down.
It's Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall to the princes.
And that's why we understand the mysterion. We understand the mysterion because of who we are. Okay? Because of who we are. And we're not regular men.
Right.
Okay? That's something, you know, the scriptures are clear that we are the salt of the earth, man. Okay? If it weren't for these people, the earth would have no flavor. Okay? The earth would have no flavor at all. Okay?
Yeah, little Northern Kingdom, they struggling with the English. But the spirit led homie with the briefcase. Today's feed. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured, nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it should be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And that's exactly what we are, man. Right. Because the world now is looking at the fact that B.B. Milkowski and his people are not the people. Exactly. And so the next question is, well, then who are? All right?
Who are?
And so then who are? And
hello.
Hey, the whole world is waiting for the manifestation
of the sons of God.
That's right.
Because we know who Joel 9:24 belongs to.
Right.
So now we gonna come into understanding the Hosea 1:10. Right. Everybody knowing right now.
Right. Because what's going on right now? Hello, Christians. If you read your Bible, you would know that land is supposed to be in peace when the children of Israel are there.
As a matter of fact, Get Deuteronomy 29 and 33.
Right.
Get it. We gonna get ready to
That's
wrap.
the book of-
And somebody get second Ezra. Somebody get second Ezra 6.
I gotta go.
Yeah, 6. You gonna read 7 and 8, and then 27, 28.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine
Now,
enemy.
read up top first. 28. 28.
Okay.
Because when Israel goes home, they're not going to have wars on their borders and anyone attacking them. No one will be strong enough or brave enough to stand against us. Everyone will be at our feet.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
A dog will not move its tongue against Israel. Go
Then
ahead.
you got niggas teaching after 1,000 years, God, they gonna come back and fight again.
Stupid nigger.
Stupid niggers. Deuteronomy 33 and 28.
R-E-R.
That's right. All 2026. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 33 and 28. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone.
Alone, safety, man, no wars. I'm talking about the Iran and all the nations. No, man. All right, these people are not the people. Go ahead.
The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. And his heavens shall drop down dew.
So abundance, abundantly rich, agriculturally rich. That place is desolate right now. They got to import everything. When the children of Israel get there, it ain't going to be no need for imports.
Yeah, and
but you will be paying your taxes.
And they import a lot of babies and children too. They wicked. Go ahead.
The gates are gonna be open all the time.
Continuously.
With the forces being brought to them.
That's right.
Forces of the Gentiles.
Deuteronomy 33 and 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord Yahweh, the shield of thy help, who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
There it is, man. Well, they've been found liars, man.
That's right.
And by speaking the truth, every time we speak the truth, we're treading upon their high places.
That's right.
Slavery did
That's
that.
right.
We're trampling over their lives, which is our high places. They made lies their sanctuary. Okay? All right?
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. You want me to start at 7?
Yeah, 6 and 7. 7 and 8.
Yeah. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
There it is, man. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. And it's over for Esau.
Right? Done. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
So there it is, man. The truth is being declared, and it's music to our ears.
Okay.
But it's a death song to someone else. You know how they condition people negatively, like when they hear something and they automatically get into sorrow or fear or whatever. This is or you see a movie and a certain song start playing and then all kind of death and destruction come.
Yeah.
That's what this truth is. That's what the Israelites are. All right? We're like sunlight to vampires. It burns, you know. Right. We start speaking the truth and they're like, you know. Right.
You know what? Since you said it like that, you know that they did a study years ago where they used to play like certain songs in cold situations, and you get these ice crystals and they'll form all nice and beautiful, and then they play this old crazy ass rock shit and it'd be all jagged. but it's the same song, and it's beautiful to us, and it's crystallizing into some beautiful things for us. But to you all, y'all like,
Yeah, right. It's turning into nines and actions and shit.
Let me read this last precept, Baba Kachad. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 18:7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and the destruction of the enemies. For wherewith you did punish our adversaries, by the same you did glorify us whom thou hast called.
There it is, man. So, you know, so the Israelites have been called to come back. And that's going to be made known to everyone. So with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Palm Yasharallah,
Abad the ball.
It's called the motherfucker.